What's up, guys? Week 12, and Caleb Williams is stringing them together. Uh, Not the best start to the season, especially right in the middle. October was not great. But ever since the Bears replaced Shane Waldron with Thomas Brown, things have been looking up. And there's a very clear design and pattern in these Thomas Brown called games. He's trying to make things easy, and he's trying to build rhythm and confidence in Caleb Williams. Lots of quick, easy passes, building out and trying deeper shots with, schemed up deeper shots after establishing a baseline rhythm for Caleb Williams. And every time Caleb Williams struggles, they go back to the beginning, screens, curls. But that's enough talk. I think Caleb Williams is showing signs of being a franchise quarterback again. I think he's going to pan out fine. I don't think he'll ever be a superstar, but I think he'll be fine. Let's get to the film. All right. Big step up in class for Caleb Williams and Thomas Brown after their pretty good debut together last week. Brian Flores is a very confusing defensive coordinator. You just look at how many dudes are walked up on that line of scrimmage. But the plan is going to be the same. Quick reads, quick throws. If it's not there right away, just run or try to create with your legs. Don't overthink it. And it works. So first throw is routine. Second throw, this is just a product of Caleb Williams being a little on the smaller side and having a pretty low arm slot sometimes when he throws. Balls are going to get batted. Ball gets batted. Bad throw. First one was routine. Don't think I need to explain that. Here, Caleb backed up on his own goal line to start the second drive. And right here, nobody's really open. He doesn't want to take a sack, obviously. You don't want to risk a grounding. You don't want to risk a hold. So it's actually pretty smart to bail out of the pocket because once that ref's arm comes up signaling that Caleb's outside the pocket, now he can throw the ball away and avoid a safety by penalty or by sack. Good job to get out of the pocket. And then he makes a downfield throw. When you see the tight copy, you'll see it's actually not very accurate. If he puts it on the sideline, there's a much, much better chance of this getting caught. But alas, it's not the end of the world because he's not taking the sack, right? Like if he puts that ball on the sideline instead of stopping Cole Kmet's momentum and making him come backwards, very good chance of catching that ball. But it's a bad throw. No matter, Caleb Williams will pick it up soon. This is what makes him special. All right, so top of your drop, right here, he feels a little pressure. Caleb Williams is a little spoiled. People think he has a terrible offensive line. He's got a pretty decent offensive line. This is not terrible pressure just yet, but he feels it because Caleb Williams has always been sensitive to pressure. Keenan Allen is open right where that 10-yard marker is, but it's not for the first down, and any throw on an out is risky, especially near the goal line, because if number one jumps the route and picks it off, which would be impressive but still possible, it's a pick six. So Caleb Williams does a really nice job of sliding to avoid pressure in the pocket. And then once he sees a lane, he takes off. So it's a plus pocket movement and a positive run. And Caleb Williams' agility in the pocket is second to like Lamar and Kyler, and that's kind of it. It's what makes him so special. Here, another one, plus pocket movement. This should be a bad throw. It could even be a pick six if Caleb Williams is careless. But he does a really good job of pulling the ball back down, pump faking, using that extra quarter of a second, and getting the ball out anyway. It's a routine throw, but he gets a plus pocket movement because a lot of quarterbacks would have just thrown that ball without thinking, and it would have ended less positively. Here, Caleb Williams just overthrows it. It's a bad ball. He throws it too far inside, and he throws it way too hard. Sometimes you get a little amped up, especially at home, in a big division game, and you just overthrow the football. It happens. Screen routine. Now this play, I don't have the wide copy for. It must have gotten lost somewhere in the translation, but it took me a few views to understand. All right? It's one read. Caleb Williams never moves his eyes. You don't have to worry about that. What you do have to worry about is the fact that this is a very far downfield throw, and I want you to look at that ball. Now, we have an odd angle because All-22 is not quite Monday Night Football replay caliber. But depending on how you look at it, that ball could be going through the linebacker's hands, or that could be a perfect ball just behind the defender. And I think it's the latter. At first, I was going to grade this. When I watched it live, I graded it as a great throw. Then when I rewatched it on the All-22, I thought, oh, I didn't know it went right through the linebacker's hands. But then rewatching it, the ball never actually wobbles. The spiral is perfect, which means that it couldn't have been touched, which means that that was just a great, great throw. That's killer velocity. That's what arm talent does for you. Let's watch it all like in one foul swoop again without my editorializing. Yeah, ball never moves. That's a perfect throw. Great throw. And then he's going to follow it up with an even better one. Like, Caleb Williams really found some things in this game. His deep ball is coming on lately. I mean, it's still bad, but it's playable. This, come on. For a guy who's been hitting about 10% of his deep attempts from, like, normal pockets this year, sprinting out of the pocket, evading a tackler. That's a plus pocket movement just for avoiding the tackler, and another one for throwing while sprinting. Never turns his body. Complete sideways throw. Lets the ball go at, let's call it the 44, or 46 rather. And it lands perfectly in the breadbasket of DeAndre Swift 40 yards downfield at the 15-yard line. That's a special throw. If he leads him too far, Harrison Smith's going to behead the receiver. If he underthrows it, it's getting picked off. It had to be a perfect throw. It's really hard to make that throw from a standstill, much less while sprinting. Look at this. Unreal. I don't think you could do that again if he tried. That's an elite throw with 2+ pocket movements. That is a legendary caliber play. This is a tough play to grade, right? Because it's a sprint out. He doesn't have an option but to run this way, right? This is not scrambling. This is the way the play is designed. But nobody's really open. There's a lot of mess. This is a really good play for throwing an interception, right? You've got a man in your face. You've got zone coverage that's all on half the field. There's nobody really on the backside unless you want to try to lob a ball, right? You could lob a ball to this back. That'd be nice, but you've got 2 defensive linemen and the offensive line has given up, so it's not really viable. Maybe in the future that's something they try. But for now, Caleb Williams does a really nice job of evading this would-be sacker. But I'd like him to just throw the ball away right here. Like, it's not going to happen. Just give up. Or gun it to DJ Moore and, see if he can catch that ball and gain a few yards. But running out of bounds for a loss of 2 makes it tricky because, like, it's not quite a sack, but it's not as good as a throwaway. We'll call it a no-fault sack, I guess. But that's just a quick screen. That's routine. This ball's nuts. 3rd down. Steps into it. Gun. It's a great throw. And it looks very familiar because you'll see one very similar pretty soon at the end of the game. That's a great ball. Just killer velocity. It's not quite a deep ball. It's not far enough downfield. But using the back shoulder, understanding leverage. Perfect. Here's a routine throw. Another routine throw. Again, if it's not there, just run. But it's typically there because quick routes are typically open. Especially when you've got really good receivers running all the routes. Oh, God. This is a missed opportunity. Kind of thing you don't see until you watch the All-22. But right here, Caleb's at the top of his drop. Instead of galloping up and getting scared, he needs to gun this ball. I'm going to break this whole play down because it's actually wonderful design. All right, we're going to start off with a motion across the formation pre-snap. This play is ripped right out of Mike McDonald's playbook. Or Mike McDaniel, sorry. Yikes. Rome Odunze is going to motion across at the snap. DJ Moore is going to run a post. From here, Rome Odunze is going to turn this into a wheel route. This is brilliant. Everybody else is going to stay in the block, and it's play action. Why is this brilliant? Well, as you'll see when I roll the film, right? Rome moves across the formation, and nobody carries with him. Somebody shifts down, so you know it's going to be a blitz, and there's a stacked line of scrimmage. And if they're blitzing and nobody's moving with Rome, that means it's almost certainly going to be zone coverage. Because it's zone coverage, you know that you're almost certainly going to get a clear out because you have two receivers running the same area, right? Now, I'm not going to pretend I understand Brian Flores' defense. This stuff is complex. But look at how it pans out. Because you have two receivers in a similar area, but 10 yards apart, so there's plenty of space, you have one defender trying to cover two receivers, but he's not close enough that he can do both at the same time. Creates conflict, and right here is where you have to gun this ball to Rome Odunze on the back shoulder to protect him, just in case, and watch him run upfield. You're probably going to get 20 yards out of this if you just throw it. And there's time, right? Here's the top of your drop. Yes, it looks like there's pressure off your right tackle, but he gets chipped. Great cut block by DeAndre Swift. You're safe. That defender has to get up. You have a lightning release. Throw the ball right here, right? At the very least, now you can reestablish the pocket, and the receiver is still very open. You absolutely have to keep your eyes downfield, not on the defender near you, and throw the ball. And Caleb doesn't see it because his instinct is, if I don't see it right away, if it's not easy, if I'm not comfortable, I'm running. And that's fine, but you do leave meat on the bone. And that's why that's a negative run. Gain of 1 yard when it could have been a gain of 20 if he just looked. This one's tough too, right? Clean pocket, very nice, love to see it. You've got Keenan Allen even-ish. You should be leading him on this ball, right? If they're even, they're leaving. And I know it's Keenan Allen, but you still, like, Keenan Allen is slow. That's the point. But you still have to give him a chance to win upfield on this one because he's winning upfield. Caleb throws with a lot of anticipation on this ball. So it's not quite fair, right? The ball's already coming out by the time they're even. But you got to be more sure than that. And even still, ball is too far outside. It's a bad deep ball, right? Keenan Allen makes an acrobatic, incredible catch, but he's out of bounds because Caleb did not leave him enough room in bounds to make the catch. It's a missed opportunity. Keenan Allen was open downfield. Caleb tried the back shoulder anyway because he didn't have confidence that Keenan would win upfield with speed. And even as it was, if he would have just put the ball a little lower or a little further inside, it would have been a catch. Again, Keenan Allen's one of those guys where, like, if he can't manufacture the footwork necessary to keep a ball in bounds, it's not doable, right? He's great at that stuff. Here, I believe it's first down. No, it's not. Second down and short. This should be your deep play. I don't know why they're calling something quick and gimmicky. That's kind of dumb and a wasted opportunity. But if you look, DeAndre Swift is open. Cole Kmet is not open. DJ Moore is open. So he's got multiple open guys, and he even looks right at DJ Moore here. Gun him the ball. It's a first down. But Caleb just is hesitant. He's not trusting what he's seeing. He's panicked. And I think it goes back to that idea, right? So the Bears' game plan, once again, is first read. If it's easy, throw it. If it's not, use your legs. Well, first read, should have hit it, right? You should have hit DeAndre Swift right away. But if you're not gonna, here's your second read. That's as easy as it gets. But when you've got this mentality of, I'm only going to do what's super easy and exactly what's drawn up, or else I'm just going to run, it adds in this hesitation, and it limits you. So that's a bad sack. That is on Caleb Williams exclusively. There were open receivers for first downs, and he took a sack anyway. That's why this, and that's pickable. But that's why this whole idea of, like, mobile athletic quarterbacks bailing themselves out as passers, it isn't sustainable because at the end of the day, you're going to have to pass. And you're not always going to be able to use your legs as a bailout crutch. And let's see the pickable right here. Clean pocket, no excuse, and just a terrible throw. Way too low, way too inside. Bad target. Don't know what he was thinking. That is a terrible brain fart, rookie mistake, pickable ball, and somehow it gets dropped. So, not the best drive from Caleb, right? He has a bad sack on second down, and then he throws what should have been a pick on third. Let's get him back on track with a screen and a quick curl. Very easy. Right? I really appreciate what Thomas Brown is doing, trying to slowly build Caleb Williams' confidence throughout drives. Right? He has a bad drive. Okay, well, let's give him some gimmies, get him in a rhythm, make him feel good. Once he feels good, now we'll let him throw something a little tougher. Nice. Okay, these are all still routine throws, but we're building down the field. There's a plan, right? Thomas Brown's not just going to plays in his book like, oh, that one's cool. He's thinking it through. All right, let's get back on track. Now that we're back on track, call something a little bit more complex, call something a little bit more, pure. Little zig from Cole Kmet here. Solid throw. Call me crazy, but I think Thomas Brown's actually showing something. I think he should get a legitimate offensive coordinator job next year. Routine throw. It's not that he's like some great play designer at all. The plays aren't very well designed. It's just that, and they're not his plays, I would imagine, either. This is Shane Waldron's playbook. He's methodical and intentional about what he's doing. This ball's a little too high to be picked. It's a bad ball. It's not pickable. I don't expect Cole Kmet to make this catch, and I don't expect the linebacker to make this catch either. It's through his fingers, not his hands, and he's high pointing anyway. Oh, is that Harrison Smith? Never mind. Maybe you could make that a couple years ago. It's a 40-year-old man, dude. Routine ball. Routine ball. Right, like all these yards after the catch, that goes on Caleb's stat line. This has nothing to do with Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams could be you, me, or your grandma in a wheelchair, and it wouldn't matter. DJ Moore still would have ran down the field like that. This play is dumb. This play doesn't make a lot of sense. I guess the idea is that DJ Moore is going to kind of plow a path and clear everybody out so you can throw a curl to Keenan Allen, but that's a lot of work for a low percentage, short yardage play. High risk, no reward. Routine throw, but didn't like it. There it is. Right here, Keenan Allen wins perfectly. This is exactly what you want. The pocket could not be cleaner. Just make the throw. And he misses. Misses high again. Notice he's been missing high a lot today. This is these inaccuracies, these lulls that he has. This is what keeps this game from being an awesome game, and it limits it to a pretty good game. Right? Play action. Let's make things easy for Caleb. Whoops. Beaten off the left tackle immediately. Great job to maneuver, plus pocket movement to throw while being pressured. Catchable ball. It was routine. DeAndre Swift's got to have that thing. Clean pocket, wide open tight end, routine. Keeping it simple. Routine. Yeah, no, I'm a fan of what Thomas Brown has done. I'm not saying he's top 10, but he's certainly not bottom 5. That's for damn sure. That's a bad ball. Routine. I love the use of motion, especially against the Vikings, just because Brian Flores is showing you so many things that the motion really makes things clear for a young quarterback. Okay, it's definitely zone because nobody runs with Keenan Allen. Clean pocket, steps into the throw. Very good throw. 5, 10, 15, almost 20 yards downfield. That's the good stuff. Solid throw. Right? Between two defenders, you could argue it's even great. I don't quite think so, but that's the stuff, man. Keep that up. Clean pocket, routine throw. Handles the free rusher well, right? He sees there's a free rusher. I got to get this ball out. Throws with anticipation, gets the ball to Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen just wasn't paying attention, wasn't expecting it. Rookie mistake by the veteran. Veteran play by the rookie. Routine throw. Plus pocket movement because he didn't get sacked because he got the ball out so quick. Right? He doesn't like what he sees at the top. 1, 2. There it is. You should throw the ball to Keenan Allen right now. But again, when it's even a little bit messy, he's coming off. He is not confident, and he is trying to keep it simple. And what does he do immediately? Try to run. And because he's a special athlete, it works. It's stupid. It's wrong. It's not sustainable. But as long as you bunny hop over a defender, you get to that green grass and you run, that'll work. Positive run plus pocket movement, bad processing, but it works. Routine, so many screens and routine throws, and it's exactly what Caleb Williams needs. Keep his completion percentage up so that at the end of the game, when he really has to be efficient, when he really has to throw downfield, he's confident. And boy, was he. I believe that we are at the end of game stage now. That's a routine throw. Oh, this one's tough. Is it pickable? Is it pickable? Definitely bad. Another bad deep throw from Caleb Williams. I sound like a broken record, but let's see. The question is, would the average NFL cornerback that starts, would the average NFL starting cornerback make this catch? No. Diving, just wanted to break it up. It's just a bad ball. Oh, and it's a bad ball. If he throws it a little earlier, or if he throws it a little harder, or if he throws it a little further downfield with some loft, that is a touchdown. So is that. Clean pocket. Couldn't ask for anything better. Right? Everything works, and Caleb Williams just cannot hit deep throws. It's a problem. It's a huge problem in his game. A hole in his game, if you will. I promise you'll never have an easier deep ball than that. That's not true. You will, but it doesn't get a lot easier than that. So, moments after missing two pretty wide open deep balls, Caleb Williams is just going to, on third and long, deliver, or on fourth and short, rather, deliver a fucking strike. It's a great ball. It's a really good catch by Keenan Allen, or Roma Dunze. Roma Dunze. Paying off the promise. Oh, and then Caleb Williams misses another deep shot. Oh, God, that's unfortunate. Yeah, the Bears went hurry up, so the All-22 is cut up all weird. Right? I don't think we're actually... Yeah. We didn't get All-22 of the fourth down play because they ran hurry up, so there was no time. But boy, that's a great ball. Right, line of scrimmage is almost the 30, and that ball gets caught a little past the 20. You know, a 15-yard throw, 12-yard throw, but the placement was great. It was the only chance that, you know, Adunze had to make the play, and boy, did he. And then, yeah, did he. And then Caleb Williams just misses. Another bad deep ball. Not bad, right? I don't know why he's fading away. I don't know what he's afraid of. He's got plenty of space and time. Yeah, there's a defensive tackle. You can stand. You can get hit. You can make the throw through the defender. But, you know, whatever works, man. Good ball to Cole Kmet. If Caleb Williams would have had just a little bit more time, it's probably a touchdown because of the pick block that is being set up right there. But Caleb had to get the ball out. He had no choice, and he did well. Routine. As a man who had money on the Vikings in this game, this is where I start sweating. Great movement, routine throw. Bears recover the onside kick, and then this throw. The clutchness. I mean, really, Caleb Williams was very good in the clutch in this game. And he's been really good in the clutch lately. Like, he just seems to have a knack for these late fourth quarter drives. But this ball is, what, 25 yards downfield? Thrown on a dime, a laser. Right? Let's look at the tight copy, see the awesome arm talent involved in this thing. Clean pocket, rips it. Great job, DJ Moore making the catch. It wasn't perfectly placed. You could have let him a little bit more, but it doesn't matter at all. What a throw. Great throw. good catch, elite play, and you spike it, you kick the field goal, you go to overtime. In overtime, Caleb Williams poops his pants a little bit. And it's something we saw last week too. Really clutch until the very, very end, and then bad sack. All the time in the world, you've got open receivers down the field. The only thing you really can't do is take sacks, and he takes a gigantic sack on second down. Now it's 3rd and 1,000,000. 3rd and 1,000,000, last play of the game for the Bears. And they just want to run a tunnel screen and see if maybe they can get something cheap. A little bit of a forfeit, but I get it. On the game, I gave Caleb Williams a B because even though he hit those 2 elite downfield shots, highlight reel plays, and even though he had 2 other very good, great throws, he put the ball in harm's way twice and he took 2 sacks he absolutely should not have. He was accurate on 3 of 7 deep balls, which is actually really good compared to his season average, right? 3 of 7 is about 40-ish%. Whereas on the season, Caleb Williams is now hitting just 21.6% of deep balls. And if you take out this particular game, it drops down to 16. There are signs of improvement, right? Against Green Bay, he was real good. And against Minnesota, he was solid. There is certainly reason to be optimistic. Now, my pre-draft scouting report on him was he'll be a good franchise quarterback, not a great one. He's never going to be top 5, but he could be top 10 on the cusp at the very least. And I think that this is tracking perfectly towards what he will end up being. He's not a good deep ball thrower. He's a terrible deep ball thrower. He's not a great processor. He's okay post-snap. He's not a run-first quarterback, even though he can run pretty well. He's a distributor. You want spread offense, lots of options, quick throws with good protection, and let him create every once in a while. Thomas Brown is allowing him to do that. Thomas Brown deserves an offensive coordinator job next year. It's a little premature to give him a head coaching job, but certainly deserves an OC job. I'm not the most optimistic about Caleb Williams, but I'm certainly not discouraged. Right now on the season, I have him at about a 1.6 GPA. That's like a C minus D plus. I think eventually, over the course of this season, and by the end of next season, he'll bring his GPA average up to something like a 2.2, 2.3. That's solid, right? It's going to take time. He has to learn how to handle NFL defenses more than most because he comes from the Pac-12 and he comes from a spread offense that's really well designed by Cliff Kingsbury and Lincoln Riley, who just make things really simple on quarterbacks. The NFL's a very different game, and he's adjusting to it. What do you guys think? Bears fans, are you stoked? You should be pretty excited. I mean, this is the best quarterback you've had since Cutler, and I would know a thing or two about that. That being said, I think I'm done with videos for the week. Unless you guys want somebody specific, if you really want a video of a particular quarterback, throw it in the comments ASAP, because otherwise I'm going to get going and do Thanksgiving with family. But until then, I'm just going to keep grinding film. All right, hasta.